Hey guys, Dave with Flatline Barriers, and today we're going to start a new project on our We'll be doing some upgrades to it, and in today's video what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to install the Flatline Barriers product made by Flatline Barriers and offered through RPUI, Restoration Parts Unlimited. So in today's video what we're going to do is we're going to show you step by step from the beginning to the end on how to install this product. Look guys, I'm going to give you a heads up, it's super easy to install and it's really very effective at what it does. So stay tuned, today we're going to show you how to install Flatline Barrier in your C10 truck. One of the things that makes this installation so easy is that it requires minimal tools. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is you do want to remove the seats and the carpeting from your floor. But that's a given, right? Because we're going to put this soundproofing material underneath the carpet. So I've already removed the actual interior out of the truck. It's all open for me to see, but what we're going to need next are the actual tools, and it's very simple guys. A box of rags to clean up the floor with and some acetone. You'll want to remove any of that sticky stuff that might have accumulated over 30 years of use, like bubble gum, any kind of suntan lotion, you know, that kind of stuff, your spilled drinks. Also a pair of scissors and a sharp razor blade. Look, this stuff comes pre-cut, but there may be a little bit of trimming, especially around any of the seat bolts that hold the actual seat bolt mechanism down. We're going to want to trim around that. They already have holes pre-punched, but you know how that works. Overall though, this kit is pre-cut and it's ready to install. And Flatline Barriers is really good. They give you a complete instruction sheet which shows you where all the individual pieces go, and they label it the front, the rear, and the left and the right. What I like to do guys is lay it out on the floor, not only to get a good feel, but when I start to put this stuff in, I have it all laid out in exactly the order it goes in. So all that's left to do now is go ahead and clean the floor, start peeling and sticking this stuff in place. And the neat thing too, no special rollers needed guys, just your hands. We're just going to use firm pressure to apply it to the floor and we're done. So let's go ahead and get started on cleaning the floor and then installing the new product. Okay, after you removed your seat and your upholstery, including the carpet, one of the things that we're going to have to do is remove the seat bolt attaching hardware, not so much for the Flatline Barrier, but for when we install our new carpet. Look, if you're going to install old carpeting, you could skip this part, but why would you want to put old carpeting back in when you've got everything out of your vehicle anyways? So for next thing we're going to do is before we start to clean the floors, we're going to go ahead, remove the seat bolt attaching hardware, we're going to vacuum out the floor, and then we're going to wipe it down with acetone, and then we'll go ahead and start the installation process. So let's go ahead and remove these bolts, get on our way. And then the final prep step is to go ahead and wipe the floor down and vacuum it out. Use some either denatured alcohol or some Prep-Sol like I have here. What we're trying to do is get up any old residue, any kind of glue or anything, any of the old carpet jute that's stuck to the floor. Now look, these trucks are essentially tin cans. They're made out of sheet metal and it's fairly thin. You're sitting right on top of the transmission here. A lot of that noise comes through. What you do with a sound and heat proof barrier such as Flatline Barriers is you reduce all that. When I knock on this floor, you can hear it literally sounds like a tin can. When I'm going to apply the Flatline Barrier to this, you won't hear that anymore. What you might hear is a thud, but you certainly won't hear that anymore. It's going to quiet it down. It's also going to take a lot of that heat that comes from the transmission in the back of the motor. It's going to isolate it down through the floor. It won't come into the cabin anymore. Not only will your truck be cooler, but it'll be quieter inside as well. So let's go ahead and finish up wiping up this floor, then we'll get started installing it. See, it's been easy so far, and it gets even easier still. Look, Flatline Barriers designed this to be a peel and stick, which means you simply pull off the back of this, and it pulls off super easy, and yet the adhesive is super sticky, okay? So it's going to stick to your floor wherever you put it. I like to start with the biggest pieces, which are typically the two center, the middle of the big floors on either side of the transmission. Then I'll put the rest of the pieces in around it, kind of a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle, but that's why you laid it out on the floor. And if you have ever had any questions, go ahead and look at the instructions again. They're very clear about where each piece goes. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in, and then we'll start with the other side, and we'll just work our way back. Guys, what's really cool about this is how it is pre-cut and it fits. Look, by following the and simply read instructions that Flatline Barrier has provided with this kit, I have about 15 minutes into installing this after I clean the floor and it was ready to go. It even includes the kick panel sound deadener installation, because again, this thing is, like I said, really just a big tub, and anything we can do to cover up the bare metal areas will help reduce sound, but also keep heat out. So overall, super easy to install, no special tools. Remember when I tapped on this thing before? Actually, I tapped up here, and you can't, like that's that dull thud I was talking about. This thing completely isolates that vibration and that sound. It works exactly as advertised. It'll do a better job isolating the heat from the motor and the transmission and the exhaust. So overall, super easy to do. You can do it, and it will make a huge difference in how your truck not only feels, but also how it sounds when you ride in it. Flatline Barrier products are super easy to install. As I said earlier, I only had 15 minutes of actual installation time, and it was really easy, no special tools. Guys, it's something that you absolutely have to consider if you're upgrading the interior of your vehicle, or you just want to keep heat and the sound of maybe an aftermarket exhaust system out from inside the cabin. If you want to find out more about Flatline Barriers or the product lines that they offer, look, they offer a ton of stuff for the early American muscle cars and American trucks. Simply go to rpui.com/Flatline Barriers, and there you will find everything you need to keep your car not only quiet, but also cool. Guys, Flatline Barriers, it's where heat and sound meets its maker.